You send a message and the person replies slowly. Maybe it's been 20 minutes or an hour, and your mind immediately starts to race. They must be ignoring me. I probably said something wrong. If that's your default reaction, I need you to hear this. There's a very high chance, honestly, over 90%, that what you're feeling isn't the truth. It's low confidence speaking through fear. Because people with shaky confidence don't see situations as they are. They see them through a filter of self-doubt. A late reply feels personal. A neutral face looks like judgment. A small silence becomes a rejection. But confidence doesn't change by accident. It changes through tiny habits. And once these habits shift, the way you interpret the world and yourself changes with them. Today, you'll learn 3 tiny habits that quietly rebuild your confidence from the inside out. They're small, simple, and you can start using them today. The first habit is this: tell yourself the truth, not the fear. Most people think confidence is destroyed by events, but really, your confidence is destroyed by the story your mind tells you afterward. Someone replies late, the fear voice says they don't care. The truth voice says they're probably busy. Someone looks confused while you're talking. Fear says, you sound stupid. Truth says, they're thinking. We all have 2 narrators inside of us. One is the fear voice. It's fast, dramatic, always assuming the worst. The other is the truth voice, calm, logical, grounded in reality. Confident people aren't free from fear. They just refuse to let fear narrate their entire life. So here's your tiny habit. Whenever your brain jumps to a negative conclusion, just pause and ask, is this a fact or is this my fear talking? That one question interrupts the spiral. It creates breathing room, and in that space, confidence begins to grow. All right, habit 2. Keep one small promise to yourself every day. Confidence isn't built from compliments or big achievements. It's built from self-trust, the belief that you can actually rely on yourself. Think about it. If you had a friend who constantly said, I'll be there, and then never showed up, you'd stop trusting them. That's exactly what happens inside your own mind when you make promises to yourself and break them. But the opposite is also true. Every time you keep a promise, your brain learns, I can trust myself. And when you trust yourself, your confidence strengthens naturally. So here's the habit. Choose one tiny action each day. So small, it feels almost silly. A 5-minute walk, 1 glass of water, 1 honest message sent, 1 sentence written. The size doesn't matter. The consistency does. Tiny wins, repeated daily, create a deep, unshakable form of confidence. Not the loud kind, the stable kind. And that brings us to the third habit. Let yourself be seen, just 1% more than your fear wants. A lot of people think low confidence makes you insecure, but what it really does is make you hide. You hold back your opinions. You avoid attention. You stay quiet even when you want to speak. You shrink yourself to avoid being judged. But confidence doesn't grow in hiding. It grows in small moments of visibility, moments where you show up just a little more than your fear is comfortable with. In a meeting, say 1 sentence. In a conversation, share 1 real thought. When someone asks what you want, give an honest answer instead of, I'm fine with anything. You don't need to be bold. You don't need to be loud. You just need to exist, visibly, little by little. Over time, your nervous system learns being seen is safe. And when being seen feels safe, confidence becomes effortless. None of these habits feel dramatic. They won't give you a burst of instant confidence. Instead, they give you something much better, real, steady confidence that lasts. Confidence grows when you stop assuming the worst, when you trust yourself to follow through, when you allow yourself to take up just a little more space today than you did yesterday. One day, someone will reply late to your message, and you won't panic. You'll speak without rehearsing every word. You'll feel comfortable being seen, and you'll notice something subtle but powerful. Confidence isn't something you lacked. It was something you were slowly building, one tiny habit at a time.